Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to do my score predictions for this weekend in the Championship. Obviously we have just had a really big game of fixtures in the Championship this weekend. You know, some really important fixtures in there, like Norwich playing Leeds, what else with the West Brom Middlesbrough. There were some big games at the weekend, and you know there's some more big games this weekend, and it's every game now is big for every team. So let's start off with Friday night. It's Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. You know, Aston Villa are a side that we're expecting to be fighting for promotion in them automatic places or in the playoffs. But at the minute, they haven't quite made it there. You know, they started off the season not so good. They got rid of Steve Bruce, and now they've got Dean Smith and John Terry. But they still haven't found their way to the playoff places yet. And this weekend, they come up against Sheffield United. You know, a club that is up there. They're in the playoffs. They're even fighting for that automatic promotion place. And they are a good side this year, just like they did last year. And this one kicks off on Friday night. It's 8:15 kick-off on Sky Sports. This is a really big one for both sides, really. Both sides need to win in this one, but I can see this game only being a draw, to be honest with you. I think if it were a Sheffield United ground, they may have got the win. But I've said a 2-2 draw in this one. I do think that this one will be a draw. Like I say, Aston Villa are fighting for the playoffs and Sheffield United are fighting for one of them automatic promotion places. Obviously, with Leeds and Norwich beating Leeds at the weekend, it leaves the automatic promotion places wide open for anybody, really. So this is a game that is important, but we'll see what happens. But like I say, I'm going to say Aston Villa 2, Sheffield United 2. And then moving on to Saturday, the first game is a 1 o'clock kick-off, and it is Middlesbrough versus Leeds. This is another big game. Obviously, Leeds currently sat second in the league, joint top on goal difference. So, you know, they really need to win this week. Obviously, losing to Norwich at the weekend, it really didn't help them. But they come up against Middlesbrough, who are sitting in the playoffs. So, you know, it is an important game for both sides. And Middlesbrough haven't got a very good home form, but I'm going to back Middlesbrough to win this one. I'm going to say a 2-1 Middlesbrough win. You know, Middlesbrough got a really good weekend, beating West Brom at the weekend away from home. Leeds lost to Norwich, and I just think that Middlesbrough are going to get the win in this one. But like I say, both clubs need it, but I'm going to say Middlesbrough 2, Leeds 1. And then moving on to Blackburn versus Bristol City, we've got to be honest. Bristol City came into the playoffs on Saturday after their win against Swansea, and with Derby drawing on Friday night, that made that Bristol City went into the playoffs. But they come up against Blackburn, obviously coming up from League One this year, but they are doing really well. They're sat just out of the playoffs, I believe. So, you know, it's going to be a close game. I've said a 1-1 draw for this one. I think Blackburn will be able to hold Bristol City to a draw in this one. Their home form's quite good. So yeah, I'm going to say Blackburn 1, Bristol City 1. And then moving on to a big game at the bottom. You know, them 3 games that I've just said are all big games at the top of the table, fighting for playoffs and promotion. But this one is a close one at the bottom. It's Bolton versus Preston. You know, it is a local derby as well, so this is a really big game for both sides. Bolton need to get something out of this if they are to avoid the drop. But they are having problems on and off the pitch this season. And I think Preston are going to win 4-0. You know, they played really well against us on Friday. I've got to admit, they were really attacking. How they didn't win 1 or 2-0, I don't know. So I'm going to back Preston to win this one 4-0, sorry. I just don't think Bolton are nowhere near strong enough to deal with a really strong Preston side. Like I say in my other videos, Preston are a side this side that I thought would be around that playoff area promotion spot. So, you know, I'm going to back Preston for a 4-0 win for this weekend. And then the next one's Derby versus Hull. Look, this ain't going to be easy at all. At the start of the season, Hull started off really badly, but they've found some good form now. They're mid-table, so they're fighting towards the playoffs, and there's no reason they can't make it if they carry on playing the way they have been. Obviously, we did beat them twice so far this season. We beat them in the Carabao Cup 4-0, I believe it was, and then we beat them in the League 2-1. But that means nothing when it comes to this. And I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 either side. I'm not going to be too confident. But I do think Hull could grab the win in this one. They haven't won at our ground in a while, but I'm still not going to get confident. Like I say, anyone can win this one. And then Forest versus Brentford. Forest are a side. Obviously, they started off the season really well, sacking Aitor Karanka, and things just haven't gone really well for them since. Martin O'Neill's took in charge with Roy Keane, and let's be honest, they haven't had the greatest of starts under him. But I'm going to back Forest for a 3-1 win in this game. I just think that, obviously, with the signings they've made, and I think that, obviously, they've had time to gel with the new manager and stuff now, and I think that Martin O'Neill will get them to win this one. But that is another game that is close around the mid-table area. Then moving on, QPR versus Birmingham. Let's be honest, they're two sides that's overachieving this year, I believe. Everyone expected Birmingham and QPR to be around that relegation zone, and they are not far out of the playoffs. So this is a big game for both teams. It's more of a fight for the playoffs. But I've said a 1-1 draw in this one. QPR, I can't see them losing at home. And Birmingham, I just think they'll be able to go there and fork out a draw. Obviously, they got a really good 3-3 draw against Swansea last week, so who knows. Moving on, this game is a fight at the bottom of the table. Rotherham versus Wigan. Rotherham started off not too bad. They seem to get the results at home, but they don't get them away, and that's what's really let them down this year, the away results. But for this game, I've said a 0-0 draw. Both Rotherham and Wigan need points where they can to try and avoid that relegation spot. And I think with our Rotherham are at home, they could get a 0-0 draw, maybe even nick it 1-0. Both teams are going to realise how much points mean to them at this stage of the season. Every point is a step closer to staying safe. So yeah, I've said a 0-0 in that game. Sheffield Wednesday versus Reading. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday had the new manager Steve Bruce take over on Saturday, where they did manage to get a really late winner against Ipswich away. So they were expected to win that. But let's be honest, Steve Bruce is a good manager, and I think he'll get Sheffield Wednesday playing good for the team that they've got. Obviously, they've had a transfer embargo and all that sort of stuff, so they haven't really been able to do much business. But I'm going for a 2-0 Sheffield Wednesday one in this one. They come up against Reading. Reading are down there trying to stop from relegation, but I believe Sheffield Wednesday are as well. With Sheffield Wednesday being at home, I can see them winning this 1-2-0. And then we come up Swansea against Millwall. Obviously, Swansea are a club that come down from the Premier League this year. Millwall are a team that's just been in the Championship. For this game, I'm going to say a 3-0 Swansea win. I think Swansea are going to be wanting to fight for that promotion place and being able to keep on to Dan James, I think his name is, who was linked with Leeds. I just think they need to do something now, and they need to try and fight for that playoff position. So yeah, I'm going to say a 3-0 Swansea win. And then the late kick-off on Saturday is Stoke City versus West Brom. Stoke City are obviously sat mid-table at this point of the season, whereas West Brom are sat, I think it's 4th. Obviously, Stoke are a side we thought would be going straight back up. I even backed them to win the league this year, but they haven't managed to do it. And West Brom are a side that also is looking at getting promoted. And, let's be honest, Stoke haven't still done well even under their new manager. And I think that Stoke will lose this one 3-1 to a very strong West Brom side. So I've said a 3-1 West Brom. And then there is a game on Sunday this week. It is Norwich City versus Ipswich. Obviously, Norwich sit top of the league at the minute, coming against their rivals who are bottom of the league. So, this is a massive game for Ipswich and Norwich. Both teams need something from this. But I've backed Norwich for a 3-1 win in this one. I just think Norwich are going to be strong. They know they need to win this if they want to stay top of the league. Ipswich know they need it, but I just don't think they'll be strong enough. So yeah, that's my predictions for this weekend, guys. Thank you for watching. Do make sure you like and subscribe. Also, comment your score predictions down below. yeah, and good luck to all your teams.